Throughout the month of March, we've been celebrating National Nutrition Month and have dedicated several programs to developing an awareness of how to make the foods we cook healthier for us. I'm Amelia Duggan, your host for On Campus at Bergen Community College. Joining me once again is Chef Arthur Tolvey, who is a registered dietitian and professor in the BCC Hotel and Restaurant Management program. Also joining us on this show are Katya Maya and Piper Mahler, who are students in the program. A little later in the show, we'll be visiting the kitchen for some more great cooking tips from Chef Tolvey. Arthur, throughout this series on campus that we've been doing for National Nutrition Month, we've been also talking a great deal about our own hotel restaurant management program and what kinds of experiences our students have. Once they graduate, what can they expect?
They can expect much of the same type of experiences that they did in their co-ops. They can expect other experiences depending on what settings they want to get into, but they will always be able to use much, if not all, of the theory and practical work that they've learned in the classroom and in the kitchens. They carry that with them. They should never lose it, and they should be not resistant to change, because there will be changes. Change may happen again. Maybe they'll find out that the fat is good for us soon in the future. We don't know, but we know a certain amount is. But the students will be able to carry it with them, and then teach others, which is most important. Teach others at their jobs, and people who didn't get a chance to go to the same school that they did.
I understand that our students, our graduates, have achieved a good measure of success, especially from the hotel restaurant management program. What kind of feedback do you get from them?
The feedback is positive, totally positive. The students generally are very willing and able to work. Now, not all of our students go right out to work. Many of them will transfer to four-year programs, and the courses that they've taken in our program, for the most part, at a great many colleges and universities, the four-year programs will accept all of the credits. And also the fact that they have attained the associate's degree makes it more valuable for them, rather than going and picking it up, let's say, at a private institute or a school where the degree is not given. It's just a learning experience. You should be able to put that on your resume to say, you know, I've gone through 2 years and I put in and paid my dues, and now I'm ready. And if they choose to go to the four-year school, the four-year school is better for them.
Mm-hmm. Piper, what are you looking for in your future?
Well, after I graduate, I'm intending on going to culinary school to get a more fine-tuning of my culinary arts, because I'd like to be a chef when I graduate from here.
And Katya, you?
First thing, when I graduate, the first year I'd like to get an internship for a year to get familiar with all the areas in the hotel. And then definitely in 5 years I would like to get in the management field of the industry.
So you see yourself in a long-term career in hotel restaurant management. Piper, do you have a 5-year plan?
Yeah, after I graduate from culinary school, I'd like to be able to go into the restaurant, basically the restaurant end of the industry, and I'd like eventually to run and own my own restaurant.
Do you think many of our graduates have aspirations of running their own businesses?
I'm sure they do. Of course, after you leave the confines of school, you usually get a quick dose of reality. And sometimes it's the student can't cope with it, this real world out there. But you're talking about 5-year plans. I have a 5-year plan every 5 years. And it always works the same way. We all are in a hotel, restaurant, food service business, and we're there, it's usually for life. You don't find many people that go out of it. You find people who are leaving other areas
Businesses
and coming back into or joining food service for the first time.
Well, we have one more bit of footage that we'd like to show from our last trip to the kitchen for National Nutrition Month.
Right.
We know we'll be seeing you again. So let's cut away to this for this segment.
Hello again. Here we are in a BCC kitchen laboratory. Today I have with me Katya Maya and Piper Mahler. They're both going to be my assistants today. Sometimes they say I run them ragged, but we try. Today we're going to do some more low-fat main dishes. In the past, we've done low-fat sauces, low cholesterol sauces. We've done soup. Just in the recent past, we did a Portuguese fish stew. We also did a stuffed cabbage, a vegetarian style. And today, we're going to show you an easy low-fat lasagna. Now, this is lasagna that does not use any lasagna noodles, okay? What we're using instead is going to be matzahs, okay? The unsalted kind. If you're going to get matzahs, unsalted kind. You can use whole wheat matzahs also in here, but generally get the unsalted, the regular matzahs, and the whole wheat work just as well, okay? Now, for this we're going to need a pan that's going to be easy enough for us to make this lasagna in. Now, if you had a square pan, you could either use a square dish or a glass baking dish. If you're going to use metal, make sure it's stainless steel and not aluminum. You see, this one that I have my utensils in, this is aluminum. And if you put tomato sauce in that and then cook it in the oven, the heat and the acid in the tomato sauce is going to turn the pan color, and the color is going to come off the pan, go into the tomato sauce, and then it's going to taste like aluminum. We don't want that to happen. So what we've made here is a traditional tomato sauce. We've made this before in some of the previous classes, so that's why I didn't go through showing you how to make this. But we're going to take some of this sauce and place it on the bottom here first. Okay. Just so we have a nice little base to start with. Okay. I'll leave that over here. Now we take put this aside. I'm going to take these matzo crackers out and kind of measure them to see what we need. Okay. This is a low-fat ricotta cheese. In fact, it's fat-free. There might be a little textural difference. But all in all, it does just as well as the regular higher fat ricotta. So what we're going to do first is take some of this and place it on the cracker. And we have 6 of these crackers. It depends on what you want to do with it. 6, 5, depends on how big your pan is. I have one made up already, which I'll show you after I've finished doing this, 1 or 2 of these, and you'll be able to see how this looks. Okay, there we are. Now we have a little bit of mozzarella cheese. Okay, just place it on the top of this. There we go. Now I'm kind of judging it for 6. Okay, this is grated Parmesan style cheese. This is also fat-free. This made as a base of soy. You can get this in the health food stores. Okay, now that's 1. What you need to do is take them all and do it first. I'm going to do a couple of them so you'll be able to see what they look like. We in food service work a little differently than you do at home. What we'd like to do is do a whole batch at once. So we'll put them down here like this. Okay. And this one. Now, if they break up, it really doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Okay. This is going to be 5 of them, so we'll probably use only 4 or 5 for this. I want to spread this out equally and evenly. Okay. Now, this looks messy, but actually this saves you a whole lot of time and energy. I'm just going to save a little bit, 1 spoon of that, in case I did something wrong, okay? Next, I'm going to use a spatula to spread it out. This is not a spatula, this is a rubber scraper. Okay, spread them all out. Now, you can also season this up if you like with salt and pepper and so forth, but the sauce is pretty strong. So the sauce will have all of the seasonings and herbs in it, and then the matzo cracker is going to absorb all of that flavor. And you can make this liquidy if you like, or the sauce, or you can make it a little stiff like I like it. Then you don't have to let it set before you serve it for it to firm up. Generally, real lasagna, you do lasagna noodles. There we go. And we're going to have 5 of these when we finish, so and we'll put this on here. Now, as I said, all of the herbs are in there already. You can put, mix this up with eggs if you like, just the white. You figure it might bind together better. It really doesn't. And Katia knows that when I get started with the cheese, I really get started with it. So I have some more shredded over here. You may need a little more if you like it cheesy like I do. Here we go. Okay, that's pretty good. We have to save a little of this for the top too. Okay, that's fine. Now, a little bit of this on the top here. Okay, that's fine. Now we'll see how this works. We need about like this, and we place that in the bottom. Do you see that? Okay, and we'll just save these guys because that's what we'll do with them. We'll fill in later, okay? And place this one. Now you have the little piece on this side, so put the whole piece over this side so it covers that, okay? Next time you do it. But first, we've got to put some sauce on here, okay? And spread it out. Okay, set that down, put the next piece on. Whoops, here we go, here. And break this little piece off over here and put it in this side, okay? Now don't think they're gonna go to waste. I'm gonna stick them down the sides after, okay? Some more of this. You can finish this in about 15, 20 minutes, and then you put it in the oven to bake. It takes about 25, 30 minutes at 350. You can do it a little higher, but then it goes all over your oven. Okay, we'll break it right here. There we go. This one down the bottom here, this way. Okay, this looks like I didn't do such a good job over here, so we'll fill in with this. Press it down a little bit. I think we can only put maybe one more on top. Okay, let's see, with this little pan. All right. Now in the pan that we've prepared for use afterwards, I'll put this one on, up here, okay? In the pan that we've prepared to show you, I've used 6 of them. This, we only used a few of them here. Okay, we can put this down in here if it fits. And a little bit down in here where you might have spaces. Okay, with this on top. And then a tiny bit of sauce on top of that. I think that's all we have left is a tiny bit of sauce. And if you want some more cheese on top of that, if you put the cheese on the top, don't do it right away. Wait until you bake it a little bit first, because then the cheese is going to melt and then burn by the time this gets done. So leave the sauce on like that, and don't push it to the edges. It'll go by itself. Okay? There you go. All right. And now we're ready for that. Okay, I'll place this right on here. And this can go right in the oven. And in the meantime, let me show you what we have in the oven. Thank you. Okay. There it is, all finished. That's our baked lasagna. It's nice and crusty and brown. If you look at it, it doesn't shake. It's not loose. And I've prepared it just the same way that we did that, only in a different kind of a container. Okay, let's just cut a little piece of this to show everybody what it looks like inside. And when the fragrance in this starts to come out, there we go. We loosen up this. I think we'd probably do it nicely with this one. There we go. Whoops. When you want it to look nice, it doesn't. I'm going to cut out the first one. Okay. Now you take a look in here. I'm going to turn this up so you can see it. There we are. Okay, you see the layers in here? Right in here. The layers. There's the cheese, mozzarella, just the same as we did before. This is delightful. And the fragrance? Okay, here we are. You can take that one. Thank you. All right. Now we have this one lone soldier over here. You can make a little pizza out of that. Put it on a pan, a little bit of sauce on it, put it in the oven. Amazing. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is our eggplant. We're going to do eggplant roll-ups. So we have eggplant. I'm going to show you how to slice it so you can use it. Some people say, you know, you have to peel the eggplant. Please don't peel the eggplant, especially when you do this, because what's going to happen, it'll all fall apart on you and get very, very mushy, okay? Now, you have to also, after you've cut this, partially cook the eggplant. That's to get it a little bit on the loose side, okay? And wipe the knife off, and we'll go right to it. Here we go. Now you need to cut the top off of here, okay? That's a pretty firm, nice eggplant, okay? And turn it so that the curved side is away from you. And with a sharp knife, you cut off the first, let's see if we can get a sharp knife here. Here it is, okay. The first slice. Now the next one. These 2 or 3 here are not going to matter. You can string these together later on if you like. Now, cut your little slices here, nice and thin. Don't cut them thick. If you do, you're going to have these gigantic rolls that are going to overpower anyone who tries to cut them and to eat them. Now, sometimes your knife goes off the side. Knives do that by themselves. It's not your hand that does it. The knife always does that by itself. Don't ever take any blame for whatever the knife does. Here we go. Now, we saved these pieces because you just patch them in here like this afterwards. And you really don't notice that when you're eating it. Okay? Now, I'm going to cut another 1 or 2 here. All right. When you get down this far, you can either stop or try to get one more cut out of it. There you go. Now, we need to place it in a container like this. What we need to do is soften this up a bit. So we're going to put it in a plastic container and then put it in the microwave. Okay? Leave this out. In order to keep it from turning black, we need to put some lemon juice on it. Okay. We'll place the rest in here. Now you see, I'm really not too worried how these are going to look because I have another batch done already and we don't have to use this batch. Okay? But make sure they're all covered with lemon juice. Okay? There you go. That's fine. Thank you, Katya. Now, here we have some that have been placed in the microwave and softened a bit, okay? Let's see if we can get this out. All right, thank you. Now, we can leave these right here and start to work on these, okay? See how nice and pliable they are now? Here we go. Now, for this filling, you need all of these ingredients. Here's your ricotta cheese. Here's chopped onions. There's mozzarella. This is bran, unprocessed bran. This is a mixture of herbs. It's rosemary, thyme, and marjoram. Here's parsley. Chickpeas. This is American cheese. Fat-free, of course. That's fat-free ricotta. And this is chopped up cooked turkey. Now, all you do is mix them all together, mash the peas first, and this is what it looks like. Okay, when you're finished. Now, all we need to do is make our little rolls up here. Now, we'll place them in this pan. Thank you. We'll place it right there. Put a little bit of this filling on here. There we go. This again can be vegetarian if you don't want to put the turkey or chicken in there. Okay? And just lay this down here like this. Get another one and do the same thing. And you continue doing that. There we go. Okay, one more. Then we'll show you what the finished products look like. Okay. Here we are. All right. Now, here we go. This over here. Now, Piper, thank you. This is a demi-glace that we've made in other classes. Okay. And here is a tomato sauce, thank you, that's going to be turned into a chasseur sauce as soon as we add this to it. Here we go. And you need to put a little white sauce in here. Okay. And here's a white sauce. Thank you. Okay. Recipes for these we've done before. There we are. Thank you, Piper. Okay. And just stir it all together. Don't worry, this milk won't curdle. Okay? And you just place it on the eggplant rolls. Okay, let me show you what we have in here now. All right. Here we are. Thank you. Ah, yes. Okay, there it is. Now, you can freshen this up a bit if you like with a little bit of sauce. I've saved some of the sauce here from this originally, so we can put some of this on top, like this. See? You want to stick it under the broiler for just a couple of minutes. It'll do very, very well. Here, let me take one roll out and show you what it looks like. There it is. Okay. There we go. Let's pull another one out. Okay, I see our time is almost up. We'll be seeing you again doing some more of these low-fat or fat-reduced dishes. And until next time, have a good one.
Arthur, you've spent the last couple of segments talking a great deal with us, both in the studio and in the kitchen, about National Nutrition Month and about our hotel restaurant management program. Do you have a personal message for our viewers about healthy cooking and about some of the things that we've been talking about in the last few weeks?
Well, I'll probably sound like a broken record, but read the labels on all of the products you buy. And you must practice good nutrition all the time. You just can't do it 1 or 2 days a week or oh yes, I'll do that when we think we need it. You need to practice it. Once you practice it and it gets to be part of your repertoire, You then will be able to choose, pick and choose, but you find out that no matter what you do, even if you go all the way over to the other side and take out a whole lot of fat and you lose weight and your blood pressure goes down and everything, there's still time for you to level off and go back and practice good nutrition all the time. And it needn't be, it needn't deprive you of anything.
So would you say that people should experiment, that they should try as many recipes as they
Oh, sure.
can find?
Positively. Pick up your recipes, try them, make changes, improvise. If a recipe is full of fat and oil, you can substitute applesauce, prune butter, better known as lekvar. You can use the gums like guar gum that you can buy in a health food store. You can use those as moisture retainers, much as the same way that fat is used. And if you use it in equal proportions, 1 for 1, you really can't tell the difference in some of the products, especially if they're done well and the flavors are intense.
What recommendations could you make for us in terms of, for those of us who just want to start our course, aside from reading the labels, is there one way that we should get ourselves going to better nutrition? Sure,
sign up for courses at Bergen Community College. We'll be glad to help you with that. You just have to be aware that there's really no other way. Be aware and try. Take the first step. Do something different.
Well, it's as always a pleasure to have you as one of our guests.
Thank you.
Throughout the month of March, we've been celebrating Nutrition Month with Chef Arthur Tovey and his students. We hope that we've encouraged healthier cooking and eating habits for all of our viewers. If you'd like to receive a copy of the recipes we've shown this month, please give us a call at 201-447-7437 between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. I'm Amelia Duggan. Thank you for joining us on campus.